Shalom, peace and blessings, coming to you with another video regarding the biblical writings, the sacred writings that came from the sacred scrolls, trying to shed light, bring clarity, especially unto these translations and transliterations. Now, there's a lot of confusion about this title, God. Now, G-O-D, God. We're in the New Strong's Concordance, exhaustive concordance of the Bible. We're looking at God 430, Genesis 1 and 1. Let's look in the Hebrew dictionary as to see the name that's supposed to be used in place of God in Genesis 1 and 1. This is Elohim, Elohim, plural of 433, gods in the ordinary sense, but specifically used in the plural, thus especially with the art of the supreme God, occasionally applied by way of difference to magistrates or deference to magistrates, and sometimes as a superlative, angels, exceeding, God, gods, goddess, goddessly, very great, judges, mighty, Elohim, Elohim. Not God, Elohim. Let's look at a Bible called the Scriptures. This Bible's called the Scriptures, Institute for Scripture Research, Scriptures. Now, in the Scriptures, in this particular Bible, we see you see Genesis, but the word for Genesis in the Hebrew or the Aleph Bet is Bereshit. First, Moshe or Moses. This is Hebrew or the Aleph Bet for Genesis. Let's read. It says, in the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. And the earth came to be formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the spirit of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters. And Elohim said, let light come to be. And light came to be. And Elohim saw the light that it was good. And Elohim separated the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the first day. So, Elohim is the correct name in that particular passage of scripture. Here we see in the King James, not the copy of the King James. The original King James copy doesn't have the J. This contains the J, this Bible. It's here in Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And that's the problem. That is the problem. Because, see, the scriptures have been undermined. And when you have these different passages that can be confusing, they can be confusing if you're using the wrong words, titles, and names. Transliterating a name of a person is a little different than transliterating the name of a god or goddess. In this instance, we're not even talking about a god. We're talking about the Most High. And in talking about him, we can't use God. We have to be proper and use the correct wording or names. So here, let's go back. Let's go back and see what's been used in the New Testament for God. Because once you realize that through these mistranslations and transliterations, the texts are being confused, and when not understanding what is supposed to be used, you would put your trust, your prayers into an entity that's not of the Most High. That's why it's very important to understand these names and titles. Let's look here. This is, Matthew. We're going to look up God in the Greek, because the New Testament was written in Greek, Koine Greek. So we're going to look in the Greek, in the Greek dictionary, in the concordance. In the concordance, you have 23:16, Theos. Let me go back and verify. Let me go back and verify. $23.16. $23.16. We're looking at theos in the Greek. A deity, supreme divinity, magistrate, exceeding God, God, godly, I guess by Hebrew, very. Because see, I don't want to mess up these abbreviations. But I will read what I do understand. Theos. Because abbreviations are just that, abbreviations. So, theos. Think about that. When you're talking about God in the name of God, that could be any God. Now we're talking about the Greek and how the Greek influenced Israel at one period, which is a really deep story about the relationship between Greece and Israel. That is a long and detailed history that has to be studied. Now, from what we call the historical narrative that's accepted today, you can't go by that complete narrative because it's based on it's biased based on a perspective or one's perspective. In other words, these historical writings, the historical writings about the Bible, the historical writings about the Romans, the Greeks, and other ancient cultures have been, for lack of a better word, taken, stolen, what's called whitewashed, to give you the impression that these individuals today, these charlatans that call themselves historians, are giving you their rendition that is completely off in all aspects of the history. Theos. So now let's go into the King James again. The King James. Let's go to this is Exodus, the 6th chapter. Hold on a second. Yeah, I want to go here first. I want to go to Exodus 3. Exodus 3 and 13. And it reads, And Moses said unto Yahweh, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The mighty one of your fathers have sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? And Yahweh said unto Moshe, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am, or Hayah. Now remember that, because when you break down the name Yahweh, you're saying Ahayah Asher Ahawah. That's where you get Yahweh from. But here where it says I am Ahayah, the first part of Yah's name. Let's read. It says, Ahayah has sent me unto you. And Yahweh said, moreover, unto Moshe, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, Yahweh Elohim of your fathers, the mighty one of Abraham, the mighty one of Yitzchak, the mighty one of Yaakov, have sent me unto you. This is my name, and this is my memorial unto all generations. My memorial. Yahweh, the mighty one. Yahweh, the most high. God should not be there. The Lord should not be there. If anything, Yahweh Elohim. See, they've diluted these scriptures with God. Now let's go to the the sixth chapter. And the second verse. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe and said unto him, I am Yahweh. I appeared unto Abraham, unto Yitzchak or Isaac, unto Jacob by the name El Shaddai. But by my name, Yahweh, see, Jehovah is the corruption of Yahweh. Jehovah, by there being no vowels in the Hebrew, when you break this down, the J, which came from the Yod, you take away the E, the Hey, take away the O, that's supposed to be Wah, take away the A, the Hey, Yod Hey, Yahweh, Yahuwah, is corrupted by Jehovah. Was I not known to them by Yahuwah? Let me read that again. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, unto Jacob, Yaakov, by the name El Shaddai. But by my name, Yahuwah, was I not known unto them. So he introduced or reintroduced his name to Moses. Now, remember when I said, Ayah, Hayah, I am, Ayah, in this 1611, I want to show you something. It's very interesting. Here in Psalms, this is the copy of original 1611. And I talk about in the 1611, the J had not been accepted into the English language. But that is I talk about that in the first part and the second part of the 1611 under the series or under the show called Hidden in Plain Sight, which is this show. So here in Psalms 68, okay, fourth verse, it says, sing unto Yahweh, sing praises to his name, extol him that rideth upon the heavens. By his name, remember now, there's no J, Ayah, and rejoice before him. When the J was accepted, it was Jah. And you hear the Rastafarians call him Jah. But this is Ayah. You don't see that in a lot of Bibles. This is the 1611. The I that came from the Yod, if that was a Yod or a Y, that would be Yah. That's the same as Yah, the first part of Yahuwah. Ayah. 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 Yah. So, on that note, I will leave you shalom, peace, and prosperity.